Hello everyone, welcome to the 25th episode of G.GOES Live. This is the last episode I do for season 1, and I'm not going to stop, of course. I'm just going to take a break to start the season 2 of this show. And in this show, of course, I will be interacting more with you. This is like a farewell to the first season of the show. And we will have fun, of course. If you have some questions, you can ask them, and I will answer them, of course. No topic for tonight. I just want to say thank you all for watching this show. I have a lot of common faces every time. Ralph, Donald, all the people. Thank you so much for liking this show and for showing love all the time. And as I said, this is the episode number 25. The season 1, I called it. It reached an end now. So next Wednesday, you won't have a G.GOES Live. But I will be working all the time for season 2, which will be back online soon. But not before January, maybe. I really need a break, and I'm sure you're all happy to hear what's going on at Per-vurt with all the plans and everything that I have been really working on. I need a break, to be honest with you. I can't find the time to do all the things, and G.GOES Live is taking a lot of time. Plus, I needed to change a little bit the concept. I will tell you about it more now. And of course, it's going to be way more interesting, the season 2, I called it. And with all the projects I've been working on, I really need to take a break from going live online once a week. And I will miss you a lot. I will miss you a lot. It's kind of weird, and it's kind of I don't know what to say. It's weird that I don't have a topic for tonight, and you know, usually I go for question and answer. And by the way, you can ask me anything. There's one thing that I will reveal in this show, which is a question I've been asked for 12 years now, maybe more. And people ask me, why do you call it, or why did you call it Per-vurt? Per-vurt, which is now an international brand, and it's also registered in Los Angeles for the show and for the radio, and it's also registered, of course, in Lebanon as Per-vurt, by the way, for people who don't know this. The logo is Per-vurt, and I will reveal this. Omar Malla is saying I was asking the same. So you guys, before we move to something, I just need to thank my guests who were with me on the show. The show, actually, it started as a joke in the first place, and you know, I was waiting for a friend in the studio, and I had like 15 minutes. And I said, why don't I go live? This live thing was still new and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, let me go live and tell the people that, okay, I'm in the studio, in the school, and I can give you a free session or free 15 minutes to answer any question you want me to answer. And actually, I stayed at that time for 3 hours nonstop, and the show is still online. And we had a very long conversation with you. I don't know if you were there at that time. And yes, actually, I was a bit drunk. And 3 hours later, I lost my friend, actually. He never spoke to me again. He was waiting outside for 3 hours, and I completely forgot about him. Anyway, at that first episode, I was interacting with you and Elias Stamina. He was online, and he was also commenting, sharing. We were talking about different things in music, and I was like, Stam, why don't you join me maybe next week or one day? I said, maybe we can go online, me and you, and have more interaction with people. So I was like, yes, of course. So I called him out live, and he confirmed, and I was like, okay, why not? Why don't we go me and him live together, and we answer questions, we interact with people? Because you know, in Lebanon, by the way, let me tell you something, you guys. In Lebanon, you know the DJs and you know the producers, you know them at the club. They don't have much appearance online, and they don't actually, you don't know anything about them. You just know them behind the decks. And actually, those guys, they like to have a social life outside the club too. But unfortunately, the life of the DJ or performer or producer is a bit, they don't lead like a normal normal life. So I was like, okay, maybe people can see this image of the artist, and we can go online and discuss things and talk to people when we are not clubbing, when we are not drinking, etc. And actually, Stam came the next week, and we were sitting next to each other here without any lenses, without any light system. It was just for fun. And that was episode number 2. Actually, we talked about performance and analog synths, as I remember. And then when we were online, Nesta was online, so we were also, you know, communicating. And I was like, Nesta, why don't you come next week to be my guest as well? And he was like, yes. And by that time, there was no G.GOES Live title. It wasn't a show actually. And from there, I was like, okay, I invited Nesta, and he said yes. And maybe I can, like, you know, make something out of it. So I remember maybe in half an hour, I created the name, I designed it on Photoshop, and there it was. So the next week, Nesta came. We talked about DJing, production. We talked about business, because he also has he's a partner also in the Garten Uber House. And from that time, I also started to go live alone, from, you know, every other week, to give free tutorial, answer questions. And that's part of the social responsibility in my business as Per-vurt. So it's not everything is business and business oriented. No, we as businesses, we have to have like a social responsibility to increase awareness about things, and to give to people what they already give us on a daily basis. And all the support I get and my business gets is by you. And if it wasn't for you, by you, maybe I wouldn't be sitting here tonight and discussing things with you. Anyway, so I thought that maybe it's part of the things that I can give back to the scene is to go online and answer questions, give a lot of insights and a lot of things that I studied throughout the years, and a lot of things that I teach also. Some of my students were so mad because they were like, you're letting us pay for those info and now you're online giving them for free. Anyway, the week after also I invited Jason Kakush. He was just here now, a great friend of mine. And we talked about audio engineering. This is a course he's launching also at Per-vurt. The week after, I invited Elias again, and we talked about synthesis and sound design. And by the way, all the episodes are online now on YouTube, on Facebook. You can watch them. They are very, very, very interesting. We talked about synthesis, from sound designing to modulating to all these things. And then I also had a tutor here at Per-vurt, Mo Zaza, and we also announced a course called Ableton Live Performance with Push and with the software. Also, we talked about the strong points of Ableton. And then, of course, I was alone for a question and answer. I talked about business. I talked about audio engineering. One side of it, of course, I talked about PCM audio, MIDI, all these things that I also teach at the school. I talked about, I answered actually questions asked by you a day before, how to set up a home studio, what are the essential gear, etc. I talked a lot about recording, about DJing, routing, MIDI, analog stuff, clock sync theory, and so on. And also I had Gunther with me. It was a very interesting session as well. All those guys are really very close friends of mine since 15, 20 years maybe. And with Gunther, we talked a lot about the event business, the DJ business, etc. And then Atomic Circus, which is Elias and Ziad Sarro. Those guys, those are the people you should focus on nowadays. They are doing a job. They are doing an amazing job in live performance, integrating analog stuff, no CD player. This is pure live performance and creation on stage. They are called Atomic Circus, and we talked about these things: how to set up, to prepare for analog live performance, how to route things, how to use what they use, etc. And of course, I invited Fadi, Aswad. We talked about live sound system installation, and Mad Jam. Mad Jam was my guest, and we stayed for 2 hours non-stop laughing. That was one of the funniest episodes ever. And I remember I couldn't stop laughing. Me and him, we talked a lot about interesting things as well, about business, nightlife, house music, Pioneer, Record Box, etc. Also, I invited Bass, DJ Bass. He was also a student here a long time ago, and he shared his success story. Bass is now he's like what we say in Lebanon. He's eating the fruit of what he I don't know what to say it. And then I invited Jack Sleeman. We also talked about the hip hop scene. I invited Etienne. Etienne is a very, very talented guy. He's a very sweet guy. Also is a good friend of mine. We talked about Ableton live performance, how he jams, etc. And the last guest was last week was Saeed Mrad. We talked about Oriental House. And Saeed is also a very good friend of mine. And tonight is the last episode. It's episode number 25. So imagine 25 weeks ago, I started the first one, and non-stop. We never stopped. It's a constant show every Wednesday. And let me tell you about season 2. This is season 1. This is the last episode. Thank you guys. Thank you all for watching. All the episodes are online. You can watch them. Great info in there. And with season 2, there is going to be a huge change in the way I'm shooting the episode, in the way I'm presenting, and of course in the material itself. So when I am alone in season 2, it's going to be actually a pre-recorded video. I'm not going to be live, but the video is going to be broadcasted live. I will be shooting from different angles. It will be a more technical tutorial kind of show. So G.GOES Live Season 2, when I'm alone, I'm going to be showing you technically how I do things, okay? Of course, there are a lot of topics of choice, etc. I will be, for example, showing you how I create a chord progression and how I layer a bass line with them, let's say, for example. So there will be, I will be sharing my screen. You will be seeing and hearing what I'm doing inside the computer. There will be another camera on top of my keyboard. There will be another camera, for example, close up on something I'm using. And it will be maybe 20 minutes each episode. And of course, I will also have every other week a guest. But this time, in season 2, I'm not focusing a lot on DJs and producers as guests. So I'm going to be inviting people in the business, people in the acoustic domain, for example, in the business domain of music, people in, for example, the copyright domain, some bands, artists, musicians, people who play an instrument, and people who have a lot of things to share, like valuable information to share with you. Like, I'll give you an example. I will have Tarek Khuluki, for example. He's a great musician. And those guys are doing things now behind the scene, mind-blowing things. And we are going to be, for example, talking about a lot of things related to how to integrate a band with digital. Or also he's going to be talking about how to convert vinyl to good quality audio, etc. And I'll tell you a secret, you guys. I didn't want to say it tonight, but one of my guests is going to be my good friend Karim Houri. Karim Houri, they have the Houri for hearings and testing tinnitus and stuff. And we are going to be talking about things to increase awareness, okay? Increase awareness about tinnitus, increase awareness about earplugs. And people nowadays, they don't really take precautions. They don't think about this much, but this is your ears, you guys. You have to protect them, you know, and you have to check them out. We will be talking about these things because once you have tinnitus, once you lose this, you will never get it back, and it's part of our responsibility to put this topic in the spotlight. And who else better than Karim Houri to talk about these things? And by the way, there's something I will allow myself to announce now, is that at Per-vurt also, we are going to be offering the students a free checkup session for their ear with each course. So that's also part of what we have to give back to the community, to the scene. Our students will be having a free session to check their ears at Houri. And we have a lot of things actually to talk about. We have a lot of things that we are launching at the school. Again, I'm saying we, it's only me here. And I'm used to say we. I have a lot of things to announce in the near future. And that was one of them. And if Karim is watching me, I can say sorry. I announced it before it was the time for it. But I'm really glad and happy that people applying for a course at Per-vurt, they can at least have something other than learning things and having all the material and the software, etc. They can also have something important to check their ears, okay? And of course, we are going to be giving a percentage discount on the earplugs if they want to buy some custom-made earplugs to protect them while they're clubbing or producing or DJing, etc., etc., etc. So this is a kind of an overview about season 2. Again, I will be shooting tutorials this time. I'm not going to be sitting here talking for 1 hour. I will be showing you things, okay? I will have you inside my computer. I will share my screen, and it's all going to be filmed by HD cameras, like 5 cameras, 5 angles. And it will be really interesting because you are going to be learning stuff, okay? Of course, there will be topics of choice. You will be choosing the topics, and I will be giving free tutorials. And what else, you guys? This is about season 2 actually, and I'm going to be benefiting from this vacation that I am taking. And it's actually not a vacation, it's a time for me to work. I mean, to post something and work on something else. I'm never on vacation, and I love that. I wake up in the morning before my alarm, super energetic to come here and stay here for 18 hours and 17, 18, 16, I don't know. But I will after Wednesday, after tonight, I decided to lead a normal lifestyle and have less pressure on myself. So I think this is a good time now for me to, because this session is a farewell, and I want to communicate with you. I want to talk to you. There's no topic unless you have any question, and some people are waiting for me to answer why I call this Per-vurt. I will. So let's see who's online. So many people online joining. Ralph As is saying hello Ralph. G.GOES, long time no see, bro. Gio, I have to see you soon. Alterra himself, salute and good luck. We have Omar J. Malla, all the best. Rawad Hamdar Morris, my flower. Thank you, Rawad. Rawad, you're a very old friend of mine. I think you were one of the influences why I got into keyboards. I used to be friends with this guy when I was maybe 10 years old or maybe less, and he used to play on this keyboard, and he influenced me so much. We didn't see each other for maybe 25 years now. And Omar Mallaha, I was asking the same. Ziad Safiuddin King. Who else? That's why you're special, man. No one goes live like you. Watching you always from Dubai, and that's your success. Thank you, Omar. Thank you. You're also a friend from school. Amazing studio, Adrian. Thank you, Adrian. Imad Shaban giving us thumbs up. And we'll be waiting for the second season. Jad Dwake, what happened with the bedroom DJ thing? Jad, by the way, this is something I'm launching next week actually, and I have been shooting a lot of episodes. This is behind the scene. You don't know about this, and I have been shooting constantly. I shot the first 6 episodes. The first one is going to be launched next week, hopefully, and I'm launching this next week. And there is also another thing I want to mention is that there are some people that I know now, very good friend of mine, very gentle people, I respect them so much. They are called Chronicles, and those people are doing somehow similar platform, similar concept of mine, but of course different way. And those guys are really doing a lot of good things to the scene. They have my full support. We are collaborating and we are doing partnership together. And they are also launching artists. They are shooting at the studio here as well. They are shooting, for example, this Friday we have Rita Haddad. She's shooting a set. Next week I have Rhea. I have Ziad Ghassan shooting for Per-vurt Sessions, and later on for Chronicles. Jason Kakush is going to shoot for Chronicles here as well. So we are working a lot, you guys, and look at my eyes. I need a break, and I need to lead a normal life again. Unfortunately, I don't have time to produce. Some people are asking me now, why don't you go back to production, stuff like that. I don't have time to produce now. I don't have time to perform. I don't have time to DJ. I'm no longer a DJ. I quit, and maybe I can resign now on live. I'm no longer a DJ, you guys, okay? And what else? So let's see who's with me. Jad, what happened with the bedroom DJ thing? It's going to be online next week. Donald, what are you going to do during your break? Have you have a holiday, stay in bed until late, drink too much booze? Donald, this is a vacation for me to work on something else. So I will be shooting all the time. I will be shooting for season 2 G.GOES Live. I know this is too much. I quit alcohol by the way, Donald. I'm no longer drinking any more alcohol. And wow, actually I said many things tonight. Still, you guys are waiting for me to tell you why I called this pervert. But before we move on, and since this is the last episode, and look, I'm looking straight in your eyes, I just need you to share this video, because this episode is about me sitting with no topic, communicating with you. I need more people to join us, and it takes 1 second, you guys. Just do it for the love of the show, and you click share, and that's it. And let's see, Donald, yes, as I said, I quit alcohol, and I am not going to stay in bed, and I am not going to have a holiday. This is a vacation for me to work on other things that I don't find time to finish, including season 2 and Per-vurt Sessions video edition and so many things. So Hiba Halawi sending me a face with hearts. I'm sending you a big heart with too many faces, all of them smiley faces. Vanessa, love you back. Looking forward, Hiba, looking forward too. Who else? Let me check. Imad is saying you can never resign when it's in your blood. Well, actually, you guys, you want something? I can say it out loud. I have never been a DJ anyway. I take only 3 gigs per year, and yeah, I resign. I'm not a DJ anymore. I don't want to play. I'm a radio DJ. I will never quit that, of course, but I'm not a resident club DJ, because you know, I talked about this last time. A DJ is not a DJ who is only playing at clubs. A DJ is a DJ who can play in for example, for meditation sessions, or for people who drive long distances, or a DJ can play on the radio things that he can never play in a club, etc., etc., etc. I see myself doing music for people who are not inside the club, because my music is a bit somehow it has some storyboard trippy. You can go to my SoundCloud and check, and yeah, I can't play these things in a club. Although when I play in clubs, I choose different track selection. But DJing is not really something easy to manage. You know, you need to have a full time. And actually, I am working 17 hours a day now, and I still need more time. So no more DJing for me. Production, I will never quit, of course. I do production a lot. I produce for other people. Look at this studio. Why is it there? I produce for other people. I can't mention their names, unfortunately. They hire me to do some tracks for them. And by the way, it's not necessarily electronic music. I do music for ads. I do music for hip-hop artists. I do music for many people. Wow, I'm saying a lot of things I've never said before. And I also mix radio shows for some DJs in Lebanon. And those are very famous DJs. So it takes some time for me to finish this. And let me check. Layal, I miss you so much. I love you so much. You're the dearest to my heart. And Omar, thank you for sharing. Ali Ashar, how long does it take as a DJ to belong to an agency? Is it necessary to be a producer? Eli, you asked this question many times, and I answered you many times. You need to work on your your connections, Habibi. You need to go there and go to the club, be a customer in this club before you think of anything else. Actually, okay. So let's check who is also online with me. No one. So, first of all, you guys, one of the secrets that I wanted to reveal tonight is a question that so many people asked me for 12 years now. The question every time I get a customer coming in directly saying, why did you call your place Per-vurt? Okay, now, are you ready to have my answer? Before I give you my answer, I want to show you something I prepared here. I hope you can see it. I hope it can be clear to you, okay? And for people who are underage, please log off now, okay? People underage shouldn't be online. Let's check. I'll show you something now, by the way, and from there we will take it from there, okay? So, when you look at this picture, what do you see? You tell me. Yalla. When you look at this picture, what do you see? You want to see it again? Okay, 1 second. When you look at this picture, what do you see? Shurawan, Vajayjay, Pusai. That was fast, couldn't see it clearly. Omar, okay. Look at this picture and tell me, what do you see? Without thinking too much, okay? What do you see? Okay, look. Rodrigue Tom is saying pussy. And Rawan Ghazali, Vajayjay. And actually, you guys, look, every one of you is seeing a pussy now, okay? A pussy. And this is actually an innocent, picture. It's just a kind of, I don't know what to call it. This is jaybe, okay? This is a, look, you will check now, okay? That's his leg, up. So that's just a pocket, you guys, okay? That's just a pocket. And a pocket, yes, it's a pocket. So from there you will understand that if you saw a pussy, actually, it means you're a perv, right? And you're a pervert. And by the way, let me tell you something. 100% of all of us, 100%, we are all perverts. And if you say no, it means you have to check your response, because you say yes first, but then the ego turns it into a no. So bring the yes into the no anyway. And I have to show you something else actually. This is a more intense one. And let me see what you see. Okay? Let me see what you see. What is it? What is this? A hole. Again. What's this? Rodrigue Tommy again. Pussy. Mish, chair, a fruit, no. So now you became too innocent. Now you became too innocent. Okay, look. This is a picture of innocence. Okay, this is a picture of innocence. And that's a kid sleeping. That's a kid sleeping. Look, this is the eye, not the pussy. Okay, that's a kid sleeping. This is the cheek, and that's the eye. Okay, and when you look at these pictures, and I have many other pictures to show you, but they are a bit more intense. I don't want this video to be blocked anyway. But from here you can sense that, and you can understand, of course, that the very first idea that came to mind, the very first thought, the very first imagination that came to mind is dirty. Okay? Why? Because we are all perverts. Perverts. We are all perverts. And if you say no again, it means you have to check your ego. And when we have dirty minds, which is cool, you know what I mean? Which is cool to me at least. And I decided to name my place Per-vurt, which is Per-vurt, and I don't know if I can write it now, so you know it. It's Per-vurt, and the actual logo, by the way, it's the E-P-E. The E is flipped upside down, and there's a chapeau on top of the U. Okay, that's the logo. You can check it on my window, on my shop, on my, what I don't know what to call it, on my banner. Okay, and whenever people were looking at this title of the shop, and I have so many people, I see them every day, tourists. They come to my store, like outside the store, and they start taking pictures with the banner. It's a P-E-R, E is flipped upside down, dash V-U-U with a chapeau and U-R-T. Okay? So that's the name of the place, Per-vurt. And I designed this in this way because I wanted people to read the title, read the name of the place, and they are thinking in a perverted way. Per-vurt. Why do you call it per-vurt? So the first answer I say, why not? What's wrong with pervert? So they say, pervert is a bad word. So I was like, no, P-E-R-V-U-R-T doesn't have any meaning in the dictionary. That's you, pervert, who gave this another meaning. You gave it a perverted meaning, which means you are a pervert. And yeah, that's the whole purpose actually. And I have to tell you how I came up with it, and this is a story it goes back to 12 years ago. And by the way, Per-vurt, the main business I really wanted to do beside music or before music, it was a t-shirt business. Okay, it was we wanted to print some logos on t-shirts related to music. Okay, so like sine wave or squared wave, and this is something I registered also in the Chamber of Commerce, and I registered also in the Ministry of what do you call it? Ministry of I forgot the ministry anyway, and it's still registered. Okay. Later on, I mean, as a Per-vurt Designs, so it has a logo. But before we before I launched, I keep on saying we, before I launched Per-vurt, the idea was like, okay, I can do music shop, and at the same time I can have a corner, I can sell t-shirts for musicians, for DJs, like logos, etc. And when I was designing all these things with my ex, she used to be a graphic designer, we used to work a lot on the designs, like do some research and how to let people have some dirty mind logos, etc. Dirty minded people can like these t-shirts, which is all of us apparently. Apparently. And we started working on this kind of perverted ideas for t-shirts. And there was the design, PE flipped R-VURT, and there was a porn star under it. So it was pervert porn star. I still have the t-shirt actually. It's a white t-shirt. Per-vurt porn star. I don't know why we called it like this. And that was actually the very first design we wanted to launch. That was before we even thought of having a business, okay? And then the war of 2006 came, and I flew to Jordan. I stayed there for 3 months. And then when I came back in September, there was nothing in this country. The country was fucked up. And in my domain, I graduated from LAU as well. I studied hospitality management and tourism. There was nothing. So I couldn't work at any place. And anyway, I didn't want to work for anybody. So it was a crazy decision, and actually it wasn't me who took it. It was some force that I can still don't explain. I was walking down this street where I'm here now, and the country is devastated. And I saw this shop, and there was a banner, like a paper, for rent. And actually, I didn't think for 1 second. I just went there. It was me who took this place for the very first time. It's a new building. It was a new building. So I was like, I went to this paper. I took the number. I called the guy, and I said, I want the store. So he was very confused. He was like, are you joking or are you serious? Because I'm asleep now and I can't come to Beirut. Are you serious? So I was like, yes, I want the place. So the country was it was just 1 week out of the war, and we didn't have electricity, we didn't have anything. The economy was shit, and there I took the place, and at one night I was looking at my ex-girlfriend, and I was like, what should I call this place? And I was like, I need to find a name, because we're starting with the decoration of the interior and stuff like that. So what should I call the place? And I was wearing actually the first prototype of the Per-vurt porn star t-shirt. So I was like, I will call it Per-vurt. So she was like, no fucking way, you cannot do that. It's a name that won't be supported. This is business, and some people might not like the idea. So I was like, fuck it, I will call it Per-vurt. We're all perverts, and I will just have the banner that I will just have it written in this way. This is the PE flipped E R-VU chapeau RRT. And there it was. That's the secret of the name, you guys. 12 years later, I finally revealed it for all the people who ask me. That's the story. And I showed you some images, and apparently those images are the proof that we are all pervs. You want me to show you again for the new people who joined? So that was one of the pictures. Where is it? Photos. So that's pure innocence, you guys. That's pure innocence. This is a kid sleeping. Okay, this is a kid sleeping. That's his cheek and that's his eye. Okay, and there's another one, low battery. It was in the center too. And another one, it was a short. That's a short, a swimming suit maybe. A guy sitting. That's the pocket of the short. Okay, that's the pocket of the short. So we are all pervs. And I'm lucky and I'm fortunate to have the brand registered worldwide, and it's a very successful business thanks to you and all the effort, you guys. So let's see who's commenting. This session is for me and you guys. No topic. I'm a proud pervert. That's Imad Hassan Shaban. This is a student here. And Imad, unfortunately, you finished the course. So and who else? Ali Hassan, Bakri Knio, an asshole, is saying Rawan. Rawan, haha, Vanessa, crying? Why? Who else? Perversion at its best, Rawan. Rawan, aren't we all pervs? Yes, we are, and we all love the perversion of life. I mean, not necessarily in music, in the sexual thing, but by the way, I want to tell you something now. This is something very important. After I finish reading the comments, thank you, my friend. Good luck for the future, and I look forward to season 2. I'm a DJ in the UK who works at small clubs. It's been an honor to listen to you live. G. That's Donald Watts. Bakri Kni, I wish I could stay more, bro, but my kid just woke up. I enjoyed the session. Best of luck. Keep on, etc. Wish you all the best, bro. Everything you're saying is more than right. What a country. All the best luck, school friend. So let me tell you something, you guys. I also went on Wikipedia to give you an explanation on what pervert is, like in the dictionary, okay? Look, pervert means distort. That's the verb, okay? That's the verb. Distort or corrupt the original course, meaning, or state of something. I read it again. Distort or corrupt the original meaning of something or state of something. So that's also pervert, okay? So that's the verb actually, okay? Or lead someone away from what is considered natural or acceptable. That's my that's my favorite. And if you are if you are a pervert, like a pervert artist, not artist in music, like how you say con artist, there's also a perv artist like me. You can lead someone away from what is considered natural or acceptable. Okay? Cynthia, you're laughing at me, I know. And the noun pervert is a person whose sexual behavior is regarded as abnormal and unacceptable. Now, this is something, of course, we cannot discuss. We all have our deviant ideas, sexually speaking, and this is this is not on cam, but that's the meaning of pervert. It's not a harsh word, you guys. It's registered at PERVERT in the Chamber of Commerce in Lebanon, under my name, of course, and that's it. So let's see. By the way, I wanted to tell you something about my students, which is, in the classes here we have a lot of fun. We laugh a lot, and most of my students are also perverts. Look, there's one student, for example, Waad Al-Atrash. I'm calling him by name. He's not with us, I think. And this guy is a perv, okay? He's a pervert. And basically, all the students I have in the school are perverts. Everybody is a pervert, but those people, they show it, they show it. Like, for example, last time I was explaining something about sentences in music, about music phrases, okay? Listen to this. This is funny. Last time I was explaining about beats, bars, and phrases, okay? So what is a phrase in music? We were explaining that a phrase is 4 bars, and I was actually explaining how a full sentence in grammar could be, we could give the same example, like if you have a full sentence in music where you can understand it, which is 4 bars, if you listen to half the phrase, if you listen to only 2 bars, you might not get the point of this musical piece, okay? So we were discussing things, so I gave them this example. I was like, when you want to create a sentence in music, we call it a phrase. You need to create 4 bars, and you need to do some edges on the 2nd bar and on the 4th bar, so that the people listening to the whole phrase will know that this whole thing is a phrase. So they will have it in their brain as one clip, as one pattern, okay? So that's a pattern, it's just a phrase. And I wanted to give them some, some example from real life. So I was like, it's just the same as grammar. If you say, in Arabic, we have a very known example, very known saying, and they used to teach us. Of course, my friends from school now online with me, they know what I mean. They used to say, "Akala al-waladu tufaha." Okay, so this is in English, a full sentence actually. The kid ate the apple. The kid ate the apple. So when I was giving this example, I was like, if you say the kid ate, you will not understand the full sentence. You need to have a verb, noun, and subject. Okay, you need to have a full sentence. I'll say it in Arabic because most of you understand the language. So I said, if you say أكل الولد مائلة التفاحة, then it's not a sentence that you might understand. You need فعل وفاعل ومفعول به, صح? That's what it's called. So if you say أكل الولد, and this guy looked at me like this, so I was like, you don't know what he ate, and maybe he ate something else. And Waad was under the table laughing all the time. So you might get into perversion here because you need to create a full sentence. So you cannot say akal al waladu. Some perverted people, they might think that he got fucked somehow. And for people who don't have this deviant mentality, they won't understand what he ate. So we were comparing this. And this happens every day, this happens every single day at the school, at the courses. And every time I give any example, I look at the people and they are all laughing and they are all kind of, the place is contagious, okay? So I say, you are at Per-vurt, you guys. So you must show how perverted you are. Omar Malla, you're a pervert. Yes, with the dash. So yeah, that was it actually, you guys. That was the secret of the name. And I gave you some examples. We have a lot of things that happen on a daily basis. And you look at it at one point and you say, yeah. We are all pervs. Yes. So I fit perfectly between you guys. That's Rodrigue. Rodrigue, join us. She's for my big support. Peter Kai, I love you, man. Here where my story began. Yes, Peter Kai is one of the guys. I produced a track for him. He's a singer. He's not a ghost. I didn't do ghost stuff for him. He's a singer. And I produced a track for him. It got how many, Peter? 3 million plays on YouTube? 3 million or 2 million plays on YouTube. It was a very successful track. And yes, so as I said, this is episode number 25. That's the last episode of season 1 G.GOES Live. And season 2 will be super special. Now, Sumaya is saying perspective. Yes, I forgot that, by the way. It's a perspective thing, okay? And I will tell you something now, you guys. Just 1 second. I will tell you something about perversion as well. That when I gave the example of these tourists, just 1 second. Yes, when I gave the example about the tourists who take photos for the banner, for Per-vurt banner, and some of them, they come to me, they come and they ask me, why is it called Per-vurt? So I say, why not? What did you think? What's the problem with it? So these people, they have some kind of a perception and perspective, okay, about things. So some people might think about it in a way, some people might think about it in a different way, etc. But I want to tell you something now. Just 1 second. I'm just trying to find it. It's something important. That when you have a certain perspective, the perspective is everything. Okay, now let's talk some philosophy here. Perspective is everything. When you have a certain perspective, this perspective will create the perception for you. Okay, so when you have a certain perspective, and it will lead you to have a perception about things in life. So it all starts with the perspective, and the perception itself, it creates some kind of belief. Because when you perceive something in a way, you tend to start believing this. So that's a perspective. It creates a perception, and in turn, it creates a belief. And then your belief will create what? Will create a behavior. So now you're moving into behavior, you're moving into action. If you have a certain belief, you tend to behave in a different way, in a certain way, actually, okay? And now when you have a certain belief, like behavior, this is when you start behaving in a way, you tend to start having an experience with yourself and with your surrounding. So we move from perspective to perception to belief, then we have the behavior now, and then we have what? The experience. And the actual experience that you are immersed in, the actual experience, I have to find something, you guys. The actual experience will create the reality around you, okay? And that reality will in turn create another perspective. And that's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's a never-ending cycle. It all starts with a perspective. It creates a perception. The perception creates a belief. The belief creates a behavior. The behavior creates an experience. The experience creates the reality, and reality will create a perspective again. That's something too deep and philosophical, but if you really think about it, your reality depends on the perspective. Whatever perspective you have will create who you are, your reality, and your reality will tend to have you go into another new perspective, okay? So what's your perspective? If you're a pervert, your reality will be a more sexual reality. You will be a pervert. If your perspective is religion, let's say, your reality will be religious, and it will, in its turn, of course, it has to go through this cycle. The perspective will generate a perception. The perception will generate a belief. The belief will generate a behavior. The behavior will generate an experience. The experience will generate a reality of you, and the reality will generate a perspective. And that's how you evolve, and that's how you tend to go from a person to a person in you, figuring out and discovering more things about yourself, etc. So that's how you evolve anyway. Again, you guys, that was just the last episode of my show, actually. Ryan, this is the last episode of my show. 25 weeks. This is episode number 25. The show is going to stop for only 2 months or 1 month, and I will be back for season 2 with better ideas and with more stuff that are, of course, interesting. So as I said, there is no topic for tonight. I'm just it's a farewell kind of, and I want to say thank you. And Ryan is saying I think the name is Pure Genius. So yes, as I said, this episode it doesn't have any topic for me to talk about. There is no topic of choice. There is no tutorial. There is no nothing. I'm just here with you saying goodbye, because I have to take a break for 2 months. There won't be any more G.GOES live for the next 2 months, and later on I will come back with something really special, G.GOES live season 2. And because I'm here with you guys, I would like to interact more with you. So let's see. Ryan Tarraf, I think this show is on the verge of going viral. You know why? Just because I posted the perverted pictures, yeah? But, 25 episodes till now, I talked about almost every single detail in music production, DJing, routing things, all those important stuff, and it didn't go viral. Of course, it does from time to time. I receive tons of email in Lebanon, but it will go viral if maybe I cut a certain part of this show and I post it on YouTube. Who's your favorite DJ? Oof, that's a big question, man. My favorite DJ is myself, and Mahmoud Ali, see you. I miss you, man. And Gregory Katib, you should end it with a live set by you. Nice idea, but I will do it in the Per-vurt session. Actually, I will be my own guest one time. I really will be my own guest one time when I start posting the bedroom thing that I talked about last time. Omar Malla worldwide. But Gregory, I promise you, I will play a set. I will play a set live. Contradiction always goes viral. Yes, I waited for you tonight and you never showed up. That's contradiction, my dear. And Ryan, no, seriously, I've been watching the show and I think it just needs time from pro point of view. Thank you, Ryan. By the way, the new concept of season 2 is going to be more interesting. I think the season 2 is really more interesting than season 1. From the way I'm shooting to the way I'm lighting the studio to the material. I will be posting tutorials. People will see exactly what I'm doing. There will be more cameras, sharing screen. I will take you inside my computer and show you how I create things. And there will be cameras spotted on the gear, on the keyboard, on my hands, on everywhere. Let me end the season 1. Actually, really, thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting the show. It was a joke at the beginning when I went live for 15 minutes. I stayed for 3 hours. And 25 weeks ago, this show started. And you cannot imagine the support and the love I'm getting from everybody around. I want to thank all the guests who were with me on the show. And I'm preparing season 2 now. I'm taking a vacation for 2 months from season 1, G.GOES Live. So there won't be G.GOES Live for the next 1 or 2 months. But during the time, like every Wednesday, starting 10 p.m., I will be in the studio shooting for season 2, preparing a lot of interesting tutorials, and actually working more on the season 2, which will be way more interesting. The show took a lot of time. It was still, of course, successful. It took a lot of preparation, and we had so much fun. Actually, today also we had so much fun. We talked a lot about so many things with guests. We gave the people a lot of information. We shared a lot of experiences. We answered a lot of questions, and we communicated a lot with people who are interested and people who are just learning more about music. So the purpose of this show was actually to increase awareness on so many things and to actually give back to the scene whatever I can. That's part of the social responsibility. I gave a lot of my time giving tutorials, answering questions for free. Some of my students, like Walid, was going to kill me one day because I was sharing too much of details while he paid for them, and I was online talking about these things. I am preparing actually many projects, and this time next week I will launch the Per-vurt Sessions. I'm a bit late, sorry you guys. I'm watching the Per-vurt Sessions video edition, which is the bedroom boiler kind of thing for our students. It will be a platform. Per-vurt is going to be a platform for them to go and play live for 1 hour. It will be filmed by 3 cameras, edited, and we will be sponsoring it through sponsored ads a lot. So our students will have now the chance to be projected and noticed in Lebanon and outside, of course. We have a partnership with Chronicles as well. We will talk about it very soon. And A Day With, it was launched with Robert Babich, and we are planning for the next workshop with a also big name. What else? I'm still doing the music production for clients. I did not stop this. Tonight, I don't know if all of you heard this. I resigned being a DJ officially. I'm no longer a DJ. Done. I'm not going to be producing anything for this year and maybe the next year. I canceled some projects related to live performance and some stuff related to an album I was working on. I canceled it because I don't have time. I'm investing all my time in Walid. I'm investing all my time in serving the scene as much as I can. And some people think I'm more oriented toward business, but actually, let me tell you something. I'm not doing these things for money. Those are all for free. Like this show is not sponsored by anyone, and for example, the A Day With workshop, it was covered from my own pocket. The students paid for the ticket, and that was it. The ticket's income they went to the artist who gave the workshop, and of course I paid more to have this happen. Shooting Per-vurt sessions is also taking a lot of time, but this is something I'm doing for the new generation, for the youth, for our students. And I announced a plan with one of my future guests in G.GOES Live, Karim Houri from Houri. They do the ear testing and stuff and the earplugs. Per-vurt is going to offer free test for tinnitus and stuff with every course, and a discount on earplugs from Houri. And this is to increase. We are going to launch a big campaign actually for people to be aware of these things. They can damage their ears, and we have a case study, of course, with Ali Ajami as well. We will be talking a lot about things that matter, and so many projects also on my to-do list. Some of them are in process, some of them are already launched, some of them I'm keeping as a secret. There's a huge project, Walid knows about it, a huge project actually for Per-vurt, and I can't say much more about it, but there will be a kind of a solution to us being overbooked all the time. That's what I can say. Walid, I can't say more than this, right? Per-vurt DJs and Music Production School actually is, it has been in partnership with Ableton and Native Instrument, top 2 brands in the world, and other 13 brands. And now we have in the new school, now in the new courses starting next month, we changed actually the setup a little bit, and we added an Ableton push 2 in each station. So the stations are massively set up in technology, but now we're adding more stuff. And yeah, that's it actually. We're doing also some kind of a day but with local artists. It's a mini workshop kind of, and the first one was going to be with Elias Stamina. He's going to give a workshop at Per-vurt, and also the second one is going to be with Mo Zaza. He's going to be giving a workshop on Ableton Live push, especially the push. It's a one-day workshop. I will also be giving a workshop at AUB and at LAU, the 2 universities in Lebanon, very soon. And we are doing all this to increase awareness of so many things. Now, you guys, thank you so much again for all the support. Thanks for being with me. And I really have to go now, and I will miss you a lot. It's just 1 or 2 months, not more than this. But I promise you, when I'm back for the season 2, it will be something really interesting, really interesting. Okay, more the guests will be not DJs and producers all the time. I will be focusing on interesting people like Karim, for example. Houri is going to be with me. Hopefully Fuad Bishwati from 21dB, the guys who did the Garten acoustic treatment. He's also hopefully going to be with me. I have Tariq Khuluki, some genius musician, also is going to be with me on the show. And I will also be inviting pub owners, people in the business, people from the radio station, people who are related to music in a way or another. And until then, you guys, be safe, be good. Sending you all my love from Per-vurt.